Hello, this is George, back with you for another demonstration on Trading Simula 18. Today we're going to program a triple moving average system, very simple system. But the most important aspect of this tutorial, other than programming the system, is I wanted to demonstrate how we can use Sublime Text to create somewhat of a distraction-free programming environment. One of the criticisms of Trading Simula 18 is that there's a lot of code in each module that you program. And some you got to wade through it, of course, and get to the parts that are most important. And sometimes you got to go back and forth, back and forth. So with Sublime Text, and it is a complete IDE like PyScripter or even Idle, you can go in and basically eliminate code from your view. You're not eliminating, you're basically hiding it. It's called collapsible text. So you can easily take away the code that may be distracting to you. Like, for example, here is the strategy template of a TS18 module. And here's the document map. As you can tell, there's a lot of code in there. But 90% of it you can just ignore. Like I even say in the code, pay no attention to the two functions unless you want to. I come down here and I say, do not touch code below until you learn what this code does. Do not change code above. So I do provide guidepost or a roadmap inside this very long listing of code to help you get to the point or to the place where you need to be. But the beauty of Sublime Text is it has the collapsible or folding text capability, and you can hide things from your site that may distract you, and you can get to the places in the code where you need to a lot quicker. So this is the document map for a full-blown template of TS18, and here is one that has the code folded that you do not need to concern yourself with. So basically, here's the triple moving average system, and that's it. You can go directly where you need to go to your buy sections and your sell sections, your position sizing, your calculation sections. This makes things so much cleaner and so much easier to use. So Sublime Text is not free. You have to pay for it, but you can review it for an extended period of time to see if it fits the bill for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do the triple moving average system in Trading Simula 18. To review what a triple moving average algorithm is, basically you buy when the short-term moving average crosses the intermediate term, and the intermediate term moving average is above the long-term moving average. Shorts are just the opposite. You short when the short-term moving average moves below the intermediate term, and the intermediate term is below the long-term moving average. So let's get to it. Okay. The first thing we need to do is with any Trading Simula module, you need to go and you need to set up your algo parameters. We need a start test date. In this case, we're going January 1st, 2005. We're going to use 8 nines. Basically, that tells Trading Simula to go to the end of the data. What ramp up? How much data do you need to do your first calculation? Well, I'm going to use a 99-day moving average, so I need 100 days. I'm going to call the system name TMA Demo. Net capital is set at $50,000. Commission will be set at 100. Max sector positions will be set at 99. Basically, eliminating any sector limitations. That's something we can do for another tutorial where we can restrict the number of sectors that are being utilized, number of commodities or markets in each sector that is being utilized. So let's go down through here. I'm using Pinnacle Data, which has a little bit different symbology than CSI or some other data vendors. So I had to set my sectors up based on Pinnacle. This is in all the TS modules. I have a Pinnacle and a CSI variation. So let's get to the calculations that we'll need for our analysis. We need a short-term moving average. We're going to use a simple moving average, S average. Use my closing price. I'm going to go back 19 days, starting with the current bar, and offset by 1. Okay. We need an intermediate moving average. My close, 39 bars back. Long-term moving average. Simple moving average of the close, 99 days back. I am going to use a $5,000 disaster stop. Stop amount is 5,000 divided by my big point value. I could use position sizing if I wanted to, based on the portfolio balance at the end of the day, each day as we back test. But we're just going to set position size to 1 for this simple test. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is tell Trading Simula 18 when to take a long position. If I'm not long, and if, as you notice, exclamation equal is not equal in Python. A lot of times you can just use the less than greater than sign to show not equal, but in Python it's the exclamation equal to show not equal. So if market position is not equal to 1 and my short-term moving average is greater than my intermediate moving average, and my intermediate moving average is greater than my long-term moving average, then I'm going to set my price equal to the open of the bar today. I'm going to set the trade name to TMA buy. My num shares are going to be set to position size. Now, if you see these yellow bricks are the folds where the where the text is hidden so you don't need to see it. If we were to open one of these, there's all that code. That can be distracting if you're not used to it. So I'm just going to go hide it again. And again, this is a function of Sublime Text. Gone. Other text editors have this capability, but one thing about Sublime Text is once I save this file, all the hidden code will stay hidden. And when you reopen it, it looks exactly as you had saved it. Okay, if we're long, equals is the Boolean equals. If MP equals 1 and my low of my current bar is less than my money management stop, and I've been in the trade for more than 1 day, then I'm going to get out. And I have to assign the price is equal to the minimum of my open of the current bar or the money management stop. I do that because if I have a gap opening, I want to go with the open as my fill versus the money management stop level if the open is below that. In TS18, you have complete control over what you do, but you've got to tell the computer what to do. My long exit, my secondary long exit is if I'm long and my short-term moving average is less than my intermediate-term moving average. Basically, I've gone below the intermediate moving average, then I'm going to get out. I don't care what the long-term moving average is doing at this point. That's the difference between a double moving average and a triple moving average. Triple moving average, you will get out based on the interaction between the intermediate and the short-term moving average. And I set my trade name to whatever's convenient or whatever demonstrative. So here, my trade name was long exit money management, and this is short moving average is less than intermediate moving average. Exit, LX, long exit. It's always good to put a good name with the signal. The short entry is basically the opposite. If I'm not short, I should say, if I'm not short and the short-term moving average is less than the intermediate-term moving average and intermediate-term moving average is less than long moving average, then I go ahead and enter the position at the open of the current bar. I set my name to TMA short, and the exits are just the opposite of the long exits. So let's go ahead and run this. And that's the beauty. If you set the Sublime Text up properly, you can also run your code through Sublime. So you go up to Tools, and I have set this up. It's not hard. It's a plugin that you have to add into Sublime, and it's free. I'm going to build the system. And hopefully you'll get a window like I just did. It took a little longer than I anticipated, but I haven't ran it. So I think this is the first time I've ran this program. It just takes a couple seconds to get the pointer to the Python interpreter. So let's go ahead and pick a portfolio, a small portfolio. Well, no, you know what? Let's just do one. Let's just do crude oil. In Pinnacle symbology, crude oil is ZU. And I think the reason it's ZU instead of CL, the CL I think represents the old PIT session data. The ZU is a combination of PIT and electronic data, electronic PIT. I mean PIT plus electronic. And I can't say enough about Pinnacle data. It's really good data. It's really cheap data, and it's very inexpensive. When I say cheap, I mean inexpensive data. It's great data for the price, and then the daily updates are so simple and very reasonable as well. So let's go ahead and run crude oil. Working on bar number, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the end. Okay, as you know, with TS18, if you've ran it before, I dump everything out to the interpreter window to kind of let you know what's happening. So here's a breakdown of the performance. If you want to go into the everything's dumped into the TS18 folder. So let's look at the Monte Carlo method. This is running 100 iterations of randomizing. I think it's with replacement. I think that's how I programmed it. Yeah, pretty sure. So on average, this system would make $33,000 with a $100,000 drawdown trading the crude oil. So that's pretty high drawdown, but we've had some huge moves in crude oil over the past 15 years. You can also, of course, look at the trades. That's in there too. TMA short, there's your money management exit. Money management, exit when the MAV crosses back above the short term, crosses above the intermediate. So I've got all these reports. Here is the equity curve. You're probably using an OpenPy Excel version of TS18, and I'm going to add a lot more capabilities that you can merge together with TS18 and Excel. Right now, the only thing I'm doing is I'm dumping out the monthly equity, so it'll do an equity curve for you, and it does it at the portfolio level. Here we're just doing the crude oil, and as soon as my Excel opens, you can simply click on the equity curve, and there's your crude oil trading the triple moving average system. This looks like the 08 rally and collapse. Crude head didn't do anything. This looks like around a 2014 rally. So as you can tell, this system will catch the long-term trends, but if it's not trending, it gets chopped. So that ends my demonstration of TS18 using Sublime Text and creating a very distraction-free programming environment. If you have any questions, just email me, george.p.pruitt@gmail.com, or visit www.georgepruitt.com. Thank you very much.